Hello and welcome back. Jason, tell us how the Hispanic community can have their voices heard.
Well, I think first of all, the Hispanic community, like every community in our valley, needs to be willing to make calls and hold politicians accountable. If we say one thing and do another, I think there needs to be a consequence to that. I've taken it serious. My number two, my majority leader is, I believe, the first Latino majority leader, female majority leader in particular in the history of the state. So I've surrounded myself with leaders that reflect our community. I also have two chairs, Sandra Howdigi and Edgar Flores, who are chairing committees for me, and they're part of the leadership team. So I think being at the table, both from a leadership perspective where we recruit and train up and move up candidates, and also being engaged in the community and making sure that we're accessible and receptive, I think is how we allow our citizens to have the greatest impact in the policies that we advance.
And doing shows like this opens up a lot of doors. It makes them feel like they can approach you and make you more approachable. So I'm grateful that you've done this. Do you feel good about your relationship with the Hispanic community?
I do. I feel good. I grew up in an area where majority of my friends didn't speak English. So I was essentially having to immerse into another culture. So I don't want to downplay the need to always recognize you have room to grow and work to do. There are differences in our community and trust in government, and we always have to work on that to make sure that folks not only feel welcome, but feel like their voice is actually going to be taken seriously and implemented. So I think it's important that I always work on that, and I'll continue to work on that, but I'm surrounding myself with people that also help the community see we mean business.
How closely do you expect to be working with the governor?
I expect to work very close with the governor. In fact, I already have been. We talk regularly along with the Senate Majority Leader. I think it's important that we stay on the same page. Folks are concerned about what's going to happen when Democrats are in charge of both houses and the executive. I think we have an opportunity to show the state and the country what we can do responsibly with this kind of power. So we're going to work very closely to make sure we have a productive session.
I like that you use the word opportunity because I see it that way. I see this as an opportunity where maybe some people are saying they're nervous because of business friendliness and this and that. And I think it's an opportunity for you guys to really show, here we are.
I hope
care about our community.
Exactly. And I hope we're going to be an example for the country and other states of how we can be responsible and lead in a productive way.
Lastly, how far do you think out? I mean, what's your future? What do you want to do next?
Of course, I think about those things. But for me as a leader, I think one of the best things that I can do is lead as if I'm not running for anything else. Now, I know I'm going to have opportunities in the future, but I can't do this job based on whatever's next for me. And so, I'm relieved that we have Governor Sisolak. So that's one less decision that we have to make as a party for some time. But, I'm going to do this job the best that I can do in this job for today. And I think that the rest of it will play out organically.
That's excellent. I want to thank Speaker Jason Frierson for joining me today. And I hope you've enjoyed this show of influencers where you have access to the people that really influence our state. Until next time, stay motivated and stay inspired. That's good, man.
Awesome.
That was good.
That's good.